You are now tuned to BS3 Network. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King. It's Queen3 and King. Queen3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. Queen3 and King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down. It's Queen3 and King on BS3 Network. Queen3 and King.
Yeah, I gotta bring that back, my Mac. Welcome to another episode of Queen3 King. What's going on? This is our your host, King Dog. You see the my co-host there, the Queens, and all of their glory. We're gonna do some introductions. We are waiting for Mr. Watkins. He just texted me, said he's finishing up now. He had a little conference call, a couple of conference calls that backed up to this. So when you big time like him, you know you have to do that kind of stuff. So we moved our time back. Y'all do me a favor, grab your phones if you're not on them, and shoot out a couple of Facebook things and let them know different time. We live now, et cetera, et cetera. So let's go ahead and get our introductions out of the way. We have the season queen out of Van Augustine, Texas, almost in Oklahoma. She goes by Skinny Minnie, Boney Maroney, the grandma herself. What up, Queen?
Hey, y'all. Hope y'all had a great day.
Yeah, so let's see, you broke out that looks like about the 14-inch, 16-inch.
16-inch what?
The bag
really get on my nerves.
Boy, you know what? Keep it moving.
Jeez.
Got my inches wrong or what?
It's a 12-inch. I don't want no real long hair.
Got her, Coach. All right, and next. So on this storm last week, did y'all have any permanent damage, anything?
Our alarm system is shot, so they're trying to fix it.
Okay, so if y'all are anywhere near Allen, you need to get a quick big screen TV, some 12-inch
I wish
weave,
they
and
would.
everything like that.
Because we got something fun.
Some baking supplies.
Believe me.
They ain't got no security system, and they don't like dogs, so ain't no dog over there.
Believe me, they do not want to come over here.
He ain't
Because we got something for you.
You ain't got no bacon in there or nothing?
All right.
Okay.
All right
now.
And next, we move on to the educator queen. She's also known as Meba, TT. What up, Queen? She's doing a lot of freezing, ain't she? Yeah.
Good evening.
Oh, I thought she was giving him the finger at first.
Yeah, she's freezing and she's popping over there. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Is you in the kitchen right now? Yeah, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to get one of these Wi-Fi extenders like I signed up tonight. All right, and next we have the baby queen. She was formerly known as Blake's mama. Now she is firmly entrenched in the corner of Bronx, or Bronxy, as he's known by people worldwide. He is 1 year old and he is walking. He has been walking for 6.5 months, kicking soccer balls and kid. Even though I saw a video of him getting jacked up the other day, his feet was not on the ground and he was still talking trash. Talk to the people, Queen.
Hello, everybody. Be blessed.
So I think this.
Hello.
For everything you done did to Wilma Jean and Anthony Charles, I think this the one gonna get you back right here, Bronxy. I think you're gonna have to pay for it
Yes.
all. I think you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
he
pay
the
for it
one.
all. Yeah.
He the one.
All right.
And I was
Let's get
actually a really good kid, so
with that one above you. All right. Out of Austin, Texas, we got Hodges Mitchell the third wife, Tonette Mitchell.
Tonette.
Hi, Tony.
right on that.
What's going on, Tonette? You related to that boy that sing them gospel music? His name Tonette too.
Boy, shut up.
Huh? He
It's
sing
too
that my
late in
own
the
person.
evening.
You sing that my own person to Jesus song. I don't know if that's her brother or not.
This is dumb.
Then she said, "Shut up." See, that lets you know. If you want to know whether somebody comfortable with me or not, whether we kick it or not, if they tell me to shut up, we cool. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got A-Weed in the building. She goes, "Hey, family."
Hey,
Hey, I got a call out to Leon, by the way, or a message out to Leon. So I'll let you know if he responds and what the charges are going to be for me to bring him your way. I don't know what happened to Mika.
There she
You
is.
switched somewhere? Oh, you switched to your phone.
Yeah.
Turn it sideways. There you go.
Oh my.
Now look here. You talking about yeah. I'm telling you the truth. You think
you're not right. You always. Leave
Just
it
leave
just
it
like
alone.
that.
Yeah, dog.
Well, you told me to switch it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to leave it like that.
Time to switch. All right. So while we waiting on Calvin to come on, let's discuss this situation, Lily. Matter of fact, let's just go and do this. We're gonna do something a little different here. In the 2023.
The streets are talking.
Hello.
A couple of little things going on. So Lily, hit us with whatever.
All right. So I'm sure you guys are hearing is making its way around all the major news outlets and TikTok. Actually, I actually first saw it on TikTok. So the whole story. So the 2 Americans that were found kidnapped, the 2 that were found dead. So let's talk a little bit about that. So 4 people from South Carolina go to Mexico for one of the girls to have a tummy tuck.
Okay.
And so they go to Mexico, they go have a tummy tuck. Somewhere along the way, they get lost and they cross over into the border of where the cartel is.
Yeah, Matamoros.
So they cross over there and they're thinking it was mistaken identity. They think that the Mexican cartel thought they were actually Haitian drug smugglers, and so they shot to kill. So they lit their car up, basically killing 2 of them. There actually been a video that has been released. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it is
I haven't seen that.
It's crazy. So it shows them dragging the main girl, I think that was actually getting the surgery, into the bed of a truck. So you can tell she's alive, she's moving. They kind of just throw her up there. But then they're like dragging 2 people that appear to be dead already because they were limp. And they're throwing them in the bed of the truck right next to her. And then they bring up along the one that looks like he was injured. He was actually shot in his leg. They put him in the back of the truck and they kept bouncing them around to different locations so they can kind of throw off rescue efforts. They didn't want anybody to find them. The family ended up finding out because the girl never showed up to the doctor's office to get the procedure done. So they contacted the doctor's office, and because they hadn't heard anything, they're like, what's going on? So they thinking probably the worst, like something happened to her during surgery or something, only to find out that they never made it to the surgery center. So Lots going on. The Mexican authorities still have the bodies because they want to do an investigation and examine the bodies before they release it back to the U.S. So it's a whole lot going on. The two that were found alive, they were found in some wooden house. So the two that were found alive are actually back here in the States. They're being monitored at the hospital and treated because, like I said, one of them had a gunshot wound to the leg. But overall, I'm sure traumatized because it's no telling what they've seen over the past several days of them being there. Because I want to say they were supposed to have this procedure done on Friday. So here we are Tuesday. So I'm sure they've seen a lot kind of go on. And I want to say they were abducted even before then. So whole lot of investigation going on. The video is very disturbing. So if you haven't seen it and you like, I don't want to see it, don't look at it because you can tell that they are either dead or clinging on to life.
Well, maybe they need to see it so they can know we ain't just talking. In fact, the U.S. has put in a no travel or ban to Matamoros, because that's a heavy cartel activity. And again, obviously, unless you light like Bronx and Blake and his daddy, they're gonna think you Haitian. So don't go crossing the places where you trying to save a few $100. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You understand?
That's what I'm saying.
Not to mention the procedures that you finna get ready to get. You're gonna be scarred up. Your bikini ain't gonna look right no way. So not to mention that kind of stuff, but the danger you put yourself into, it ain't worth it.
And that's what I think people are failing to realize. We keep hearing stories about people going over there and not making it through surgery. But you have to remember, when you're going to these little cities that you know nothing about, you don't speak the language, you don't know what's going on around you. You have to really be careful. I'd rather, if I'm going to get a surgery, let me do it in the US of A and know who I'm dealing with, because they're going to these kind of one-off areas, and they had like North Carolina tags or something.
Yeah, that's where they're from.
So they were automatically sticking out when they entered. So you got to be careful of how you move.
Yeah, and
it's not worth it.
And I bet you they thought they were in good hands because they traveled in a group of 4. Right.
That was the whole point of them taking the guys with her.
Yeah, so 2 girls, 2 guys. Yeah. And they showed you real quick how don't none of that matter, because you can't go into their country with AKs and ARs and sidearms and all that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. If somebody gonna try to just do a straight up kidnapping of you, you might can get away with it. But the cartel, they heavy. They got weapons and they got numbers. So even if it may be tough on you to see, maybe you need to see it so you can, and I'm not somebody who tries to discourage people from traveling. I actually encourage it. Mika will tell you I fuss at her all the time for not going places, right? But there's a difference between smart travel and ignorant travel.
Right.
And hopefully this will be the straw that breaks the proverbial camel's back, so you'll know y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. All right, anybody got anything else on that situation? Mika, was you aware of it? Mika ass ain't going nowhere.
I must have been under a rock because I didn't hear anything.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. So matter of fact, the guard. So there was the like Lily referred to. They were found in this wooden shack, and there was a guard outside of this shack. That they had guarding them. The cartel had guarding them. He's been arrested, but he's a lowly guy on the cartel, and he ain't giving up nothing. I promise you. He ain't telling them nothing about nothing, because he know if he say anything, his whole family probably gonna be taken out.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so they were like Lily alluded to, the reports that I've read says that of the 4, 2 of them were dead when they put them in the back of the truck already, because you could tell their bodies was lifeless. So they were either dead or on the brink of death. And then the other 2,
you can kind of tell the girl is kind of like Like, like what's going on. You can tell she kind of probably talking to them like, what is going on?
Yeah.
When they're loading them on the back of the truck, because they're loading them like they some sack of potatoes. Like they just like throwing them in the back of the truck.
And if they thought they was Haitians, that means the Haitians done been over there before.
Yeah.
And what kind of craziness, what kind of fools must these Haitians be?
Yeah.
If you think the cartel is bad, that means these Haitians is some healers too. If they got enough balls to go to their country trying to take over some territory. So hey, Madam Morris, I'd be doing some before you book that next trip. I'd be doing some geography homework and finding out what's close to what.
I know that's right.
Yeah, and they're even bringing about the conversation of even when you go to these resorts, be careful when you're leaving the resort because you don't know where you're going. So just don't.
Tell y'all a story. I gotta tell y'all a story.
No, it ain't a laughing matter.
A friend of mine went to. They were in Mexico somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but they were on a big resort. Okay. And so one of these kind of resorts that the staff is generally riding around in golf carts and stuff like that. So they were coming back from somewhere one night and some people, two guys pulled up, and said, hey, y'all going back to the front of the hotel? They're like, yeah. They like, you want to ride? And they're like, yeah, we'll take a ride. So they got on the cart. It was her and her girlfriend. They on this cart and they riding to the front of the hotel. And she said she started getting paranoid. She's like, well, shit, what if they don't really work for the hotel? Because she's not really recognizing where they at, And I'm sure they done had a couple of drinks or whatever. And she's like, it's just taking long. It's taking long to get to the front of this hotel. So she's with her
don't tell me she jumped out of there.
She with her BFF, like her BFF. And she told her, she's like, hey, we need to jump. They trying to take us somewhere. We need to jump. And her girlfriend like, girl, they taking us to the front of the hotel. And she's like, no, we need to go. We need to jump. So she said, I'm jumping. She jumped out this car. And the people driving the car, the guy driving the car hits the brakes and he looks back. And he's like, ma'am, what are you doing? So she rolled it on the ground and she get up and they're looking at her and they're like, ma'am, and they got offended, like, ma'am, how dare you think we're not trying to do nothing to you. We're taking you back to the front. I work for the hotel. My name is such and such. You saw me, I unloaded your luggage, whatever, right?
Oh my God.
And so she get out back on the court. I'm back on the golf cart and her homegirl saying, what the are you doing? And she's apologizing back on there. She's apologizing to them, saying, I'm so sorry. She said as soon as she got back on the car, in less than 30 seconds, they was at the front of the hotel. If she'd have just waited 30 more seconds, she'd have been there.
And I wouldn't even let her get back on there.
I'm laughing so hard because I swear there's something I would do. I'm like, you know what? Jump! And go.
So every time I see her talk to her, and I just start laughing, she gonna say, you ain't gonna never let me forget that shit. I'm like, hell nah. Too funny. So they brought up a good point. I thought about this earlier when I heard about it too. She goes, I'm surprised that their bodies were discovered if it was cartel activity. I thought the exact same thing.
Very true.
Same thing. It may have been a situation on that because if they really thought they were Haitians, maybe they were going to try to get something out of the other two to figure out what was happening. Yeah. Or if they discovered they weren't Haitians, they were thinking maybe, shit, let's try to salvage these other two, somehow or another as bargaining chips or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking they're probably we're going to end up dead within the next couple days too.
Yeah,
the other two.
Yeah. And the U.S. is talking about escalating its efforts against the cartel. And I'm like, all right, y'all better be sure about this.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about me going over there.
The cartel do not play fair.
No.
At all. At all. Matic in the building. He said, salute team. What's going on, Trouble? Matic.
Hey.
Know that. Tonette Mitchell in the building. I mean, Tonette says that's true. Still sounds like Queen of the South type shit. Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
100. All right, and then Lily, what you got on your boy Ja?
I'm sick of him. I don't even want to talk about him.
Talk about privilege, but want to turn gangster. Okay. Ja Morant. And I really do like him. I like him as a player. I want to see him do well, but you cannot continue to make these dumb mistakes. So I think it was Saturday. I don't know who he's trying to prove or what he's trying to prove to himself or others, but he was on Instagram Live doing a video. He starts waving his gun on Instagram Live. So of course the blogs get a hold of it like that. Like what is going on with him is one thing after the other. This guy comes from a 2-parent household. He grew up in a nice neighborhood. He had a nice life. He went to good school. What is he trying to prove? So of course, after this starts to go viral on all social media, the NBA gets a hold of it. And suspended him. They started off by suspending him for 2 games due to just kind of leading an investigation and trying to see what was going on. But I've been seeing reports, and I don't know how true they are because some people are saying it's true, some people are saying it's not, that he's suspended indefinitely. I don't know how true that is. But he actually released a statement saying that he's going to take some time away and get his mind right and try to figure out what's going on with him and better ways to deal with stress. I don't know what stress has. I think he just was releasing a statement to say, okay, I'm going to work on myself.
Well, I think what he's trying to say, what I think he's trying to say is that he starts drinking when he's stressed.
And he does stupid stuff.
Better ways to deal with stress besides drinking is what he's alluding to.
Do what King Dog do. But go ahead.
Which is what?
Puff good. But I don't think that I don't know. I hope he learns his lesson because they have been tearing him up all around social media. They've been calling him Tariq because you want to be so bad. And anybody that watches Power, you know what that is. So they've been tearing him up, but I really do hope that he gets it together because he's talented. His sister is talented. Like y'all can really I think it could be a beautiful story, but he gonna mess that up.
But I don't know why he wants to be a thug so bad. Like
I don't know. It's that mentality of sometimes you'll see it even like some rappers that talk about this hard life that they never lived. So you want to live this gangster life so bad just to prove something to yourself or others, which is stupid. So yeah.
Ja, stop being a dumb.
So listen to Prayer Warriors.
Here's the thing. A lot of people think that this was his first incident. And
no,
this is not the first incident.
At all.
In fact, I can't remember the squad that they played, but they came to this team bus that they had just played, came to this team bus brandishing weapons and whatnot. I'm talking about like, an NBA team going to another NBA team bus with weapons,
Wow.
Again, Memphis is trying to develop this whole bad boy persona, kind of like the Pistons back in the day,
Yeah.
And they, and so the NBA, again, trying to protect its product because it's a business. So it's trying to, throw you lifelines as much as possible because they like, this don't just hurt you, this hurt us. Yeah. So trying to keep it hush hush. But now, he put them in a situation where they can't keep it hush hush. It's got to be, And so as far as the suspension is concerned, I believe his team suspended him for 2 days.
Good.
But he did say that, he alluded to the fact that he would not be back after those 2 games because, like Lily said, he's going to be trying to work on himself. And but like I said, it is indefinite because I don't think anybody else knows. In fact, for BS3 Network, as a result, which is probably going to be hard to do, I emailed the Memphis Grizzlies media guy that's over the credentials to see if I could go. I'm probably going to be in Memphis this weekend, regardless whether I am, with in that particular access area or not. Just to kind of cover the game and see what's up, but kind of get the tenor of what's going on there. They play them.
Not the tenor.
They play them this weekend, Saturday, and they the 13th, and they play them on the 11th, I think it is, and they play them again on the 20th. So which is a Monday. So I'm gonna try to cover both of those games if I can, and see what's popping.
And Ja just had another incident where he supposedly got into it with like a 17-year-old kid and hit them because
on the court.
Just a basketball court.
On the court at his house.
Yes.
Wow.
And now, and I think they found him not guilty of that or whatever, or dismissed the case, but they're now suing him. So I'm like, you have enough going on. Like you can.
He might need to sit down.
Yeah, he got to chill.
So, I'm gonna get a couple of comments and then I'm gonna come back and talk about the aspect of parental involvement and stuff like that. So that says the NBA is different too, because I believe each team has their own team rules and standards beyond the NBA. Me and Hodges said he has. Oh, she corrected me. Hodges Mitchell the second, not the third. The third is the boy, the little baby boy over there. He has to separate the fact that he is no longer just a basketball player. You're a professional. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. And she goes, and she did point out correctly. For now, Nike said they will continue to support him. That's true. They did say
for
that.
now.
Galen says, "Is Ja ignorant? Will be out at least 50 games." And I've heard that number too, 50, at least by NBA policy. And there's no excuse like people are trying to make for him because he has a whole daddy right there at every game clapping and eating popcorn.
Right.
Well,
not popcorn.
That's a good segue into his daddy, because from what I understand, his daddy be right there with him holding red Solo cups. So,
somebody got to have sense.
Maybe he got it from his daddy.
Let's see. Corey says they were playing the Pacers when some people from his camp had a red laser, some Pacer staff members. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. And Wheeler says the young athletes already have mental issues. They just bring the issues with them to the team. Most of them is bipolar. Well, but teams, a lot of teams, and dealing with a couple of athletes that used to play for the Cowboys that we went to the same church. Some of these teams aren't doing as much as you think they are in terms of trying to help these young athletes, even though there's so much money involved and you would think they would. They're not doing as much as you would think they should be doing in terms of trying to get help for these young kids.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the streets. And we're going to segue away from that real quick so we can get Mr. Watkins in. I see him here, cigar in hand. You ain't got to put the cigar down, Calvin. You can leave that in your mouth. King.
Yeah. What's good? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. We got you, man. How you?
Good. I'm good. Sorry, I'm late. Had a lot of action going on down here.
That's
some work to do.
Yeah. I know you're a busy man, and we appreciate you for taking the time and whatnot. And for those of you who don't know, Calvin is a staff writer covering the Cowboys. He's been a journalist for over 20 years, working for various places such as Dallas Morning News, ESPN, and Newsday. Calvin, this is your 13th year covering the Cowboys?
Maybe so. I first started in 2006, and then I left for
about 16
years.
now.
I guess. 13. I left for like 4 years, and I came back.
Right, so, right. This is your second go-round, right?
Yeah, my second stint with these fools. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and you still working for The Athletic? You still writing for them?
No, bro. I work for Dallas Morning News, like you just said.
Not Athletic at all. Okay, cool. I didn't know if you were writing for both outlets. I know you did some work for them, some work for ESPN and whatnot. So what's the brand of stogie you working with right now?
Let me see what I got here. I got this Monte Cristo that I can't smoke right now because it went out. So yeah, I'll smoke it later.
You in town, man?
In town? What do you mean?
In Dallas. You in Dallas right
Dallas.
now?
Yeah. I'm in Dallas.
All right.
Yes.
So let's talk about the book for a quick second. You got a book titled On the Clock, Dallas Cowboys Behind the Scenes with the Dallas Cowboys at the NFL Draft. This was published September of 22. Did this cover a particular draft or just a series of drafts?
These stories are the best draft stories in Cowboys history. So as an example, we talked about how they drafted the triplets and Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Then we told a story about Ed Too Tall Jones, how he was the first HBCU player to go #1 overall. You know, those kinds of things. We talked about why they drafted Roger Staubach and why they waited on him. Then we talked about Micah Parsons and all the things that he went through. And we also did a story on Randy Moss and the troubles he had down there in West Virginia and why the Cowboys didn't draft him. So these are like the 10 best stories in Cowboys history, whether those players got drafted or not. Because as you guys know, Randy Moss did not get drafted by the Cowboys, but it's still a good draft story.
Yeah. So the Johnny Manziel story, is that in the book?
Oh, yeah. Johnny Manziel's in there and how Jerry almost screwed it all up and was going to pick him, but instead grabbed Zach Martin instead, which was the smart thing to do. So all those stories are in there.
Did it really get physical?
What do you mean physical?
With Johnny Manziel, because they tell the story and say it got physical, like that physically restrained Jerry from turning in that pick.
That's fake news, bro. You must be listening to Fox. I mean, come on. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's why we got you on, to get the real deal, man. It's behind the scenes. As you mentioned in the book, a singular transcendent talent can change the fortunes of a football team instantly. Each year, NFL teams approach the draft with this knowledge, hoping that luck will be on their side and that their extensive scouting and analysis will pay off. So to me, that transcendent player for the Cowboys most recently is definitely Micah Parsons. You'd put him in that list, I'm sure, right?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, when you ever get a guy like Micah Parsons, a guy who the Cowboys traded down because they wanted to get 2 cornerbacks and they couldn't get the cornerbacks they wanted. So they made a trade with the Eagles. They moved down, and Micah Parsons was sitting right there for the taking. So it was a fantastic trade. As you guys know, sometimes it's about luck, not all about what your scouts are doing and those kinds of things. When teams say you got to draft the best player available, it's true. You know, the draft is so unpredictable. That's why these mock drafts that we do is just ridiculous, because you don't really know what's going to happen until you get in that room and you see what the other guy does in front of you. Right.
Okay. So speaking of the draft and Michael Parsons and whatnot, what do you see the Cowboys doing? I know you were on 105.3 The Fan earlier today, and they kind of chopped it up. What do you see them doing at number 26?
It's kind of hard to say. It's just like what I just said. You don't know what's going to happen in the draft until you get in that room on April 26th.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Who'd you have in your mock draft that you released? Who'd you have them taken? Was it the guard?
Osiris. Yeah, Osiris Torrance from Florida. He's a good guard, one of the best in the business. Yeah. You know, when you talk about the draft, you got to build your offensive line, and if you get the upgrades on the interior of the offensive line, that's the first step to putting together a great offensive line. The Cowboys already have some outstanding tackles. They already have Zach Martin, who's probably a Hall of Fame right guard. A little undersized at center with Tyler Biotis, but if you can get an outstanding left guard, and if you can get the kid from Florida, I think you're doing pretty good.
Right. Okay, and I want to get off the sports page for just a moment and touch a couple of items here. I was in the Arlington Improv a few years ago, and this fantastic world-renowned comedian mentioned your name and speaks so highly of you that I was blown out of my chair. And that is Monique. And she talked so highly of you that I'm like, what? And she goes, I was married to Calvin Watkins. Y'all know Calvin Watkins? And of course the audience cheered. And she goes, that's such a good man, et cetera, et cetera. You were married to Monique.
Okay, what's your question?
Now, so she said in her book, in her latest interview, she says, I wanted to be famous. She admitted that she used to put her career over motherhood. She talked to Daryl Nelson at Atlanta Black Star a couple of years ago. Obviously, you have a son together. So how was that? Was that the situation? Was it a fame situation?
You're gonna have to ask Monique about her thoughts. I really can't
Yeah.
really comment about what she's thinking. You're gonna have to talk to her about that.
Yeah, well, she thinks highly of you for certain, man.
Oh yeah, I think highly of her too. She's the best. But in terms of what she said to whatever the public Black Star Journal, whatever the hell it is, I really can't comment on that. But we were married and we were divorced and we got a granddaughter together. Not together.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it is together, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
and that's that.
Shaylin's daughter, right?
Huh?
Shaylin?
Shalon.
Okay, that's his daughter. And Shalon's about 32, 33 now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now you posted something on Twitter just a couple of days about some playing cards, and whenever you're talking about our community,
I thought we talking football. Are we talking football or what we doing? We talking football?
Yeah, well, we talking all of it. Folks want to get to know Calvin Watkins, but if you want to stick to football, we can stick to football.
Let's talk football. What you got?
So okay, let's jump on Donovan Wilson then. So Donovan Wilson, is he gone?
I think so. I don't believe the Cowboys want to pay him the money that he's expecting. They haven't traditionally paid safeties in the past. Donovan is a highly regarded player, one of their best strong safeties. His agent has great conversations with the team, but it seems as if it's not going to happen.
Okay, and what about Zeke? I think you're in the same boat as I am. I think we need to walk away from Zeke, but the way Jerry is talking, that's not looking like that's going to happen, man. What you think?
I think Zeke might be gone. The Cowboys obviously have been very positive about Zeke. They love his toughness. They love his loyalty and those kinds of things. But this is a business, as you know, and I think they're going to cut him. Zeke said, as you know, he's willing to take a pay cut. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, how much of a pay cut do you want to take, to stay? But as you know, right. Zeke's skill set, he's not the same player he once was. And he had career lows in carries and yards this past season, despite the fact he had 12 touchdowns. It's what it is. But they got a hard decision to make, but it's not the first time the Cowboys have had to make a hard decision about a beloved veteran.
Right, and it looked like they're going to move on from the tight end, Dalton Schultz?
Most likely, yeah. I mean, he's going to ask for at least $13 million because, he got franchised for $10 million last year. So if you franchise him again, it's going to be $13 million. If you give him a contract, the average salary is going to be about $13 million. I don't know if the Cowboys want to do that to Dalton Schultz, considering they got two younger tight ends on the roster, and Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson.
Right. All right. And one of our viewers has a question here. That's BS3. We put the BS3 in BS3 Network. He says, does Calvin like the Tony Pollard franchise tag?
Yeah, I like it because, number one, you secure his services for the 2023 season. However, as you people know, like I know, running backs are disposable parts. So the issue is, right. do you extend him to a long-term deal or not? And I don't think that's going to occur.
So Deuce Vaughn, I heard him talking about him today out of K-State. Only at 179 pounds, but we know what kind of freakish speed and quickness he got. What's your thoughts on him in an NFL career and draftable commodity?
Well, I know his dad is one of the main scouts for the Cowboys.
That's
so
right.
I always ask his dad, does he get that from his mama? Because you don't look athletic at all. But I think Deuce's size might be an issue for him. As you know, this is a passing game. You got to pass protect, especially as a running back. You might be a day 3 pick, which is probably a 5th round selection. I don't know if Dallas will draft him because they already got Malik Davis, but he'll get drafted by somebody. I think he's got a nice little future ahead of him.
Okay, cool. And just a couple more questions in Queens. If y'all got anything for Calvin from a female perspective that y'all don't necessarily see from a sports angle, don't be afraid.
Well, it's got to be from a female perspective.
Well, because they females. That's why. They can't ask from a male perspective. They females.
But they can ask
as a female, I'm going to ask him to sit down because I'm dizzy.
They can ask. I'm going to sit down for you, dear.
Thank you.
They could ask questions from a journalistic standpoint.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So Jerry has talked about that. He mentioned Dak, and he calls them Tom Brady-esque qualities.
Never.
Do you buy that he has Tom Brady and his
Never.
qualities? And then I want to get your thoughts overall on Jerry and where he is today versus where he was, let's say, 20 years ago when you first started covering him.
Well, I wouldn't say that Dak's got Tom Brady has qualities. I mean, you have to remember Jerry's an old man, so some of the things he says, you just got to take it for a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. But, I like Dak. I mean, he's one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the game. Obviously, he had a bad year last year with 15 interceptions, which led the National Football League. So he's got to have a much better season. And with Mike McCarthy taking over the play calling from Kellen Moore, hopefully for his sake, that will happen.
Right. Okay. And
I'm sitting down, so I hope everybody's not dizzy. I hope everybody's okay.
I heard you when you talked about Rain Dakota.
She don't like it. You don't like
Dakota?
She don't like the way you talking. The way you talking about him.
Tell me why. Help me out. Educate me.
Because Rain disappoints me, and I call him Rain when he pisses me off. Dak is a cool quarterback name. His mama named him Rain. I'm gonna call him Rain. So he disappoints me every season. He is not. You said top 15. I give him top 20.
What?
So
top 25 ain't no top nothing. That's the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm here. So if you want to give him top 15, that's cute. But he does not impress me. He's a mediocre quarterback who just happened to get a chance at the Dallas Cowboys.
That's
inconsistent.
Calvin?
I mean, when his problem is that when Tony Romo retired because he had back problems, Dak Prescott saved the franchise. Remember, he went 13-3 his rookie year. Remember?
I'll give you that.
And this is his 7th year in the league. And yes, you would expect a little bit more from Mr. Prescott. I would definitely agree with you. Yes, ma'am. I would definitely agree with you. But it is what it is. And I always say to people, if you don't want X player on your team, who do you replace him with?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
I agree with that. Yeah,
I agree.
So let me ask you this then: do you look for an improvement at age 30? And how many quarterbacks improve at this age? Huh?
Hell yeah! I mean, that's what Jerry was talking about when he said Tom Brady got better with age, and that's what he's hoping with Dak Prescott. Dak will be 30 this year, so you hope that he doesn't throw 15 interceptions again. I can imagine how many picks he would have threw if he didn't miss the 5 games with the broken thumb.
Thank you.
So, but saying that, I think Dak would be a lot better this year. He has to be. Yeah. Because he's not going anywhere because the Cowboys are going to extend his contract.
Right. And try to get some salary cap relief, right, by restructuring. So the thought process is that at this age, hopefully the game from a mental standpoint is there while he still has some physical skills. So that's why there's still hope, I suppose, in him getting better. I got news. I don't have very high hopes for that. I like Dak as a person, which I think a lot of people do, but I just don't think he's the answer. Cortland Sutton. That's my last football question, and we'll let you go. Cortland Sutton played at SMU. He's a free agent. Is that somebody the Cowboys need to be looking at?
He has some health
wide
issues.
receiver standpoint.
I like him if he's healthy. I think he had some health issues last year. There's a reason why people put you on the street.
That's true.
Because there's some problems with you. I remember the front office was telling me when I was at the combine, they wanted some people with some juice. So if you think Cortland Sutton's, when I think of juice, I don't think of Cortland Sutton. I think of Odell Beckham Jr. I think of DeAndre Hopkins. So, but he's a nice little player, Cortland Sutton. But I don't believe so. At least right now, but we'll see.
So where are we at with Hopkins and our opportunities for Hopkins and Odell Beckham? Are they still on the table?
They ain't coming over here.
I don't think Hopkins. I mean, if I'm Arizona, I'm not trading DeAndre Hopkins. Odell Beckham was just BSing everybody last year because that boy knew he could not play. He was coming off a torn ACL. So he just wanted the tour, the free trip to Dallas, see a Mavericks game, and all those kinds of things. And now you've seen over the last couple of months that Beckham has been working out. And the Cowboys have not closed the door on Odell Beckham, so it's a possibility they might explore that issue again. But my only issue with that is he's injured the same knee twice. So I'm like, how much is left on that tire? You know, at some point you gotta get new tires, bro. At some point you got to. So we'll see. And look, there's the draft. You can get some juice in the draft. If you trade for DeAndre Hopkins, you got to give up a first-round pick. Are you willing to do that? You know, they've done that before for wide receivers, like going back to Roy Williams, Joey Galloway, and most recently Amari Cooper. So I can't imagine the Cowboys would do that again with Jerry Jones as the owner GM.
All right, cool. Well, I
like your backgrounds. You guys got great backgrounds.
I appreciate it, man. Which background in particular? I know you're probably talking about mine, but
you got the Queen of something King.
Queen3 King. And that's the show you on, Calvin. Hell, you don't even know what show you on. You just talking, man.
You didn't even know what I was working for. You said I was working for the Athletic.
Well, hey, I know some people really that are on the radio, they do dual things. So, man, I don't know how that works. I don't work.
Yes, Calvin.
Yeah, they do.
That's what they do.
They do.
Yeah.
If you look at my bio on Twitter, it would say Calvin Watkins works for the Dallas Morning News.
You a lot with this to go.
Next time we'll look at your Twitter bio.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna look at your Twitter bios too, so I make sure I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah. Follow me, Calvin. So this book, I know we can get it on Amazon, anywhere else we can get this book, Google Books, On the Clock, Behind the Scenes, the Dallas Cowboys.
I like your show. You got good graphics. Pow! Came right up.
Time out.
Let me warn Calvin first. Let me warn Calvin first. Calvin, these are queens. You done been around women. You know what you're going to get into. So I'm finna turn them loose on you. I'm really trying to hold them back. But I'm finna have them loose now. So go on and get
Let
him,
him loose. Let him loose.
He can take it. Get him,
Let's go.
Because in my mind, I think he thought he was coming on some willy-nilly little bitty podcast.
Yeah.
That's why he came with this dark background.
And it didn't walk. That's why
I didn't know it was this kind of show. He didn't say this is a Zoom call or whatever. I just saw the link.
Oh, it's not a Zoom call.
It's not a Zoom. I do that 9 to 5.
No, you turn on your Roku. That's where you see us.
Yeah.
Google us.
So just like
Google us. Do that. Google us.
Yeah, just like we got it wrong with the Athletic. Let me just say, BS3 Network is a worldwide network. We got a Roku TV channel. We got
this is on Roku right now.
Roku TV.
Yes.
You're live right now.
I don't have that. I just got like
that's what all the kids are doing.
And a Fire Stick.
That's what all the kids are doing now, Calvin. You got to get with
You can
us,
find it on your Fire Stick.
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to check y'all out.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to do that.
Do that. And if you follow us on Twitter, we might have you back on, man.
Maybe so. When you ask me a question about my ex-wife and all the other things.
Well,
it's okay. We know your ex-wife doesn't make you. We were just trying to do something, talk to you, make you comfortable. And if that wasn't,
that's what we do to all of our kids.
Yeah.
Well, check this out.
So,
I don't know.
we appreciate you, though.
I appreciate y'all, and as Black women, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be answering questions about your ex-husbands or whatever.
Oh no, it wasn't
on a disrespect.
I'm okay with it. If I done, I'm okay with it. You can ask me all about it.
Well, that's you, dear. But check this out. But I've been on countless of shows, nationally, internationally, and this is probably the first time someone's ever asked me about my ex-wife. Because I thought we were talking about sports. Because that's what I talk about.
Yeah.
I get it.
But like when I met you, Calvin, one of the things that I said is one of the things I want to do is inspire young folks, young Black folks in our community too, to see that we got regular people who do who do great things like this. You're writing for a paper. You've made a career out of it. I want them to see journalism. Is it something that I can do? Is it something I can aspire to? And one of the things we try to do is get them to have a personal look at people and say, hey, I still got a real life. Right. I'm just a dude, who likes cigars, who like a little brown liquor, who like a whatever. So that's what we try to do. Again, no disrespect meant at all, because I didn't take it as such.
Right. I didn't take it as such. It was just
but that's what our angle is. That's what our angle is, though, is just trying to inspire folks, man, and let them get a look at you, because I've been following you for 2 decades myself, and I'm still trying to get to know who Calvin is, that kind of thing. So that's what we're trying to get our viewers to do.
Very good.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right. So, hey, we appreciate you, man. Again, I know you're a busy dude, and I appreciate you for taking the time for us and whatnot, man. And hopefully we'll see you around, man.
Let's do this again, and I have a better background for y'all instead of
Okay.
because I had like since you want to know so much personal stuff, I had a booster club conference call with some knucklehead. The girl's president, he's a knucklehead. He don't know how to count money, so I had to get his ass straight. I had to take care of that. Then I'm the president of the Pro Football Writers Association. I had a conference call about that because we have one of these old crusty writers who's been disrespectful to two female reporters who are younger than him. So we had to talk about that because, as I said, as African American president, I cannot have female reporters feel like they're intimidated by older reporters, regardless if they're black, white, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take care of those types of things. I had that. Then I
You gotta do that.
Yeah, you got to put people in check in a professional way. Because no one should feel. No, I mean, look. We want everyone to feel equal, whether you're male, female, trans, or whatever, gay, whatever. And so it's my job to make sure you feel comfortable on the beat. Yeah. And I can't have people on the board of the Pro Football Writers trying to intimidate you.
That's right.
And one of the female reporters came to me unsolicited to tell me about what happened. And I was I was shocked. So I said, all right, we'll address it. Because no one's going to try to intimidate me. And I'm damn sure not going to make sure no one, whether they're a black woman or a white woman or Asian woman or Hispanic, is going to be intimidated by anybody. It's our job to protect each other, especially African-American women. My niece, she's learning how to be a doctor. And she is just fantastic. And I just admire her strength. You go to school for 10 years, but man, I could barely go to school for a week, and you go to school for 10 years to try to be a doctor. So we all got to protect each other. We all got to, just help each other, in all kinds of ways with your show, with my book or anything. So we all got to support each other.
Yeah.
Right. We appreciate that. You deserve that cigar. It sounds like you deserve that cigar right now.
Oh, you guys are the best. Oh my goodness. I'm going to drink some brown liquor too.
I got some too.
I bet you do.
Yeah, what you drinking on? What's your drink of choice? Your Uncle Nearest or Woodford Reserve or that Blue Label like Jerry? What you like?
All of that. All of that.
Is that Uncle? If you ain't on that Uncle Nearest, if you ain't on that Uncle Nearest with your cigar, if you ain't on that Uncle Nearest with your cigar, you missing it.
I would agree. I'm brown. It's good.
Yeah. I can't miss. All right, man. Hey, we appreciate you, Calvin, man. We'll get up with you.
Let's do this again. Let's do this again. That'd be great.
All right, man.
All right.
Maybe we'll talk after the draft. How about that?
Let's do it.
That sounds fun.
I'll be there. Will you be in Kansas City covering it?
Nah, no, sir. I'll be in lovely Dallas, Texas.
Not lovely.
See, we still on the grind, man. We still on the grind. So BS3 Network got to be in the place. We got to try to catch up with them. We got to be on site, stuff like that. So we can't sit at the house and rest on our legendary status, like Mr. Watkins can. We got to be there.
It's funny. The other day I got something in the mail. It was an AARP card, and I was like,
"Yeah,
I guess I'm an old dude." So yeah.
You getting real personal now.
Yeah, you gotta warm me up, baby. You gotta warm me up. It takes a minute. You gotta put the water in the car. Warm me up a little bit.
We got you warm.
Let me warm up a little bit. I ain't even had a drink yet, so it's good.
Yeah. Well, next time, we're gonna start out with the drink then.
Yeah, next time I know better. Next time I know how to.
Next time we all have Lil Brown ready to go.
That'd be good. That's good.
And I'm gonna actually light my cigar next time. I'm not just gonna hold it.
Well, I don't have my lighter right now. I had this in I was at Monte Cristo downtown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know where you're at. I know where you're
at. You know where I live.
That's what you need to do, Calvin. You need to invite us. You need to invite us downtown where you at, man, and show us your stuff and buy us a cigar.
No, I live up north. I'm
like near Cigar International up north.
Okay, then that.
Plano, Texas.
So wait, you ain't been to Cigar International in the Colony?
You ain't
I've
missed
been
me.
there. I've been there. I've been there. I've been there. I've been up in that joint. Yeah, you know, it's a good time.
It's a real good time.
Take it out there at a certain time, you know. Take it out there. I'm gonna get in trouble. It's too much action for me.
It's a lot of action out there.
I'm old and slow. I'm old and slow.
Yeah.
And I don't have a game anymore. You know, I'm old and slow.
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I wouldn't even know what to say. I wouldn't know how to approach it. Wouldn't even know
And
what to
that's
say.
and that in and of itself
I'd be corny.
is an
I'd be
approach,
corny.
Calvin.
I'd be
That
corny.
is
I'd be
an
like,
approach
hi, what's your
itself.
name? My name is Calvin.
Yeah,
They was like, yeah, it's County. You know, I've
He'd
never
be
had
like,
any
hey,
slip
my name is Calvin. I like long walks in the park and I'm a Virgo.
Hey, and I do not work for the Athletic.
Yes.
There you go. All right, guys.
All right,
I
man.
love this. Let's talk soon.
All right.
Have a
All
great
right,
night.
appreciate you,
You
Calvin.
too.
We'll
Thank
check
you.
man.
All right.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
good
thinking
one.
of me. I really appreciate
All
that.
right.
Believe me.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
Later. All right, that's Calvin Watkins. Support him. Go get his book, On the Clock. Behind the scenes with Dallas Cowboys at the NFL draft. I think after this interview, they probably gonna be 2 for 1. You hear me? Yeah, he wasn't happy, was he? Was he? But hey, he must don't know about my sisters. You can't come at me no kind of sideways. My sisters.
No, we're not doing that.
Did you see how we all got quiet? Baby, I was waiting to get in.
I knew it was coming. But see, here's the deal. So remember, I'll tell you, just like I told him. And matter of fact, when Donovan come next week, Donovan gonna get real quick, right? But I always ask him, I do my due diligence and I ask, is there anything off limits? I'll ask that question. And they, because again, that's what I've learned,
Right.
And when you tell me ain't nothing off limits, and then we get live and you tell me something off limits, hey, that's what I asked the question ahead of time for,
But I think you have to realize that when we're trying to get to know the Calvin Watkins, we want to know all of you. It's
right.
And this is our type of show. We talk about everything. So it's not just your profession. It's everything. And it wasn't on a disrespectful tip.
No,
at all. So
I can show you my sports prowess, but you talk about, see, I'm like this. If I talk about sports all day, maybe I don't want to talk about sports anymore. In fact, Roy Williams, I can't remember a couple other, Sam Hurd, who just got out. Shout out to Sam Hurd. But a couple of the Cowboys who went to the church with Keith Davis. One of the things they told me was that the reason why we cut with you is because we don't talk about football with you. You talk about the craziest shit that we talk about, we talk about football all the time, So typically when I connect with somebody, I'm not connecting on what they talk about on a daily basis,
Educators are not going to talk about education 24/7 because we're tired. I am by 5 o'clock. I am brain to ask Alicia. I'm like, I don't know. By 5:30, I'm like, I don't know anymore.
Let's see. Galen said Cal was at the Spanish Trails off 635 and lady did Colorado. This whole interview was comfy and epic. I love it. He's punching the air as we speak. Andre Gerard, Ben, that's right. Andre Gerard at the church, same thing. They came to the church. I'm immediately scoring on them.
But I do have to say this. After we got loose on him a little bit, because I think I was the first to hop in.
Yeah, he brought it back.
Because I didn't care. He said, okay, it's real. He understood. We're not, sir. This not a really fruity, fresh and fruity.
He talking about I like your graphics. I like it. What you think it's gonna be?
But you're not gonna walk around me making me dizzy. Sit down, sir.
This is real 1-on-1 when you are hopping from call to call like he was doing.
You
can't take your frustrations from that.
That's what he did.
Prior calls to the interview. This is a completely different feel. You can't do that.
And hold on, look here. And I really didn't want to go there with it. I can't see. We can't see Calvin.
I couldn't see him at first.
Nikki, why you think I said, sir?
Yeah, I couldn't see him either.
Well, but like I
All's
said,
well that ends well.
Oh,
Yeah.
as well.
All's well that
I
ends well.
I legitimately had that conversation with him when we were in Phoenix. Is that like we got real folks. I got nieces, nephews. I got viewers who got kids. They listening for this kind of stuff to try to see. Is journalism something that I need to get into? Can I live a good life?
Mm-hmm.
What are the requirements? What are the I want to talk about that kind of stuff, not just your opinion on football. Let's see how. He said, Galen said, Calvin started talking about Rosa Parks and the Hidden Figures movie.
Yeah, he started talking there.
And to go back to this comment, the number one station in Dallas, which is a ticket, Sports Radio 1310 and 96.7 FM, they have cut their teeth on uncomfy interviews. They would prefer to have an uncomfortable interview than an interview that is that goes 100% smooth. So I am comfortable in the uncomfortableness. You understand what I'm saying? I'm right at home. And I'm gonna tell you, like this chick I was dating, her brother, she came to me. She goes, Ivan, he's like, what's going on with you and Ivan? Ivan, I like Ivan, but Ivan's a lot, Nigga, what you mean? He's just a lot. He's a big personality. And when he comes into a room, you can feel he came into the room and et cetera, et cetera. And he kind of pushes me to my limits. He makes me uncomfortable. And the dude looked at her and said, in order for you to become comfortable, you must first become uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I sent that joker a case of whatever he was drinking over there because he was telling the truth. And so, again, I am not afraid of uncomfortableness.
You weren't about to come on here and make us uncomfortable at our house.
Right.
So I ain't with it. But he, like I said, I give him some credit. He corrected it at the end.
Oh, he did.
And said, hey, I want to do this again, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see. In fact, when I talk to him now the conversation is going to be much realer when I talk to him. And I'm going to say, the next time you come on, we ain't talking about no sports. We're going to talk about, number one, how you came on that interview. We're going to talk about that, because that's what's going to be good TV, And if he with it, he with it. If he not, he not. But again, another way that I have gotten what I got, I bless those that curse me. So guess what? I'm going to buy multiple copies of this book and hand them out, to be perfectly honest with you, because that's what I do. I'm not responsible for nobody else's behavior. I'm responsible for mine. So again, I want y'all to do the same thing, support him. Plus, I'm a little nosy, and I know we got some behind the scenes stuff.
I'm supporting.
Even got a little sideways on me. It has been if you out there and you still listening, it has been. When I say it has been rumored for decades that at the Johnny Manziel trade that they physically had to restrain Jerry from turning in a card. And I'm talking about well-respected media outlets have reported this,
Wow.
So he's like, man, what you been
You must be listening to fake news.
Fox, no, it ain't it. And Galen said, I'm going to let you go, player, but me and Wivey about to start this podcast, and we're going to have to do a dual banger. Let us know, man. We got you. We can support you. We got room for you on BS3 Network, too. So, again, hey, we appreciate Calvin for taking the time out. I know he's got a busy schedule.
Text him tonight now.
We don't take that like texting me.
Send me his number. Send me his number. I'm gonna text him.
And Ben didn't want to text this. Ben gonna text me. Is he walking down a dark alley? Damn.
He had to be.
So next week on Queen3 King, we got the great Donovan with special guest host Donovan Lewis. He's a radio personality on Ticket 1310 AM and 96.7 FM. He is straight out of Oak Cliff. All right.
Oh, good.
Donovan Lewis with his philanthropy and whatnot. Donovan Lewis actually has a street named after him in Dallas. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about his time on the Ticket. We'll talk about growing up in Oak Cliff. We'll talk about his wife, Twiggy, which when I say Twiggy could come to any get-together we have, I Matter of fact, I really wanted to get her on the show with him next week. We'll talk with him about that as well. So tune in with us next week as we talk to the great Donovan. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna show us a lot more love. A lot more love. Who is coming?
Yes. That's what I'm laughing at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing at.
Huh? What's that?
Y'all forgive me, Ben.
He'll remember us. He will. So let's just get some final thoughts, okay? Because y'all want to.
Not today.
Yeah, give them because I want to hear them. So Nikki, let's start with your final thoughts.
First of all,
giving honor to God.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give honor to God.
Yeah.
I just grinned the whole entire time.
Sure did.
Because y'all know how I can be. So I just kept a smile on my face. Because I'm not trying to backslide or do none of the other things I used to do. But anyway, I'm glad he did get on just for a few minutes, but he could have had a better attitude.
Baby.
That's all I gotta say.
And Weeda, just in case you didn't get to see him, that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
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 Oh, let me hush.
He was skinning and grinning then, so he was in a good mood right there.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't even reckon. I didn't know that was him.
He even shouted. He even threw a little shade toward Kansas City, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he said after that, he said, "Well, I like Kansas City."
Yeah. Mika, final thoughts.
Thank you to our viewing audience.
Your baby hairs ain't as shiny as they was at the
beginning. Not. Because I started sweating.
They tried to fuck up.
I started sweating. To our viewing audience, thank you. And don't start none, won't be none.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, okay? Like when we got some people, we've had some network meetings, and BS3 Network is growing and doing some other things, and so our content creators and curators, I'm gonna tell them pull the good shit, like we gonna concentrate on the get the tent shit, So hopefully it came clear, as far as an audio, because a lot of this stuff is dependent on the audio being clear for us to capitalize on that. So
yeah.
All right, Mika, you was through with your final comment? The repair I made in the back room hold? Is it effective?
Thank you. You probably have to make a couple more in the next few months.
Yeah, because I'm sure they generally go all out at one time.
Lily, I don't know if I changed my smoke detectors, guys.
Thank you to everyone that listened, viewed what you could. And I just appreciate you guys week after week.
Our real reporters.
I do appreciate you guys week after week. All I can say is I've had a day today. But you see how I didn't bring it here? Didn't bring it. So we have to do better sometimes.
Yeah.
I hope our brother not mad at us because we almost got loose.
At all. And to see what I know that everybody else don't know, that was still a tempered response.
I was about to say that was very mild.
Yes.
That was very mild.
Yeah. Mika, you gonna answer Ben? He asked the question.
Woo.
No, he said you good, Mika, because she said forgive me, Ben.
Oh,
I did. Yeah, I did. I said forgive me, Ben.
Yeah.
I
just don't do that.
Well, I was trying to be good because I know that I'm serious because I know that he, is well known. So I wasn't trying to mess it up. I didn't want Alicia to be the one to mess it up.
Yeah.
So I was really trying to hold that.
Yeah, I got news for you. Let me just say it like this, because it's at times like this, I like to keep my hand on the spiritual base. It's kind of like, you remember we used to play hide and go seek, and the point was to get back to the base. Well, with my hand on the base, let me just say this: what God has for you, can't no man take it from you. So I don't know.
Period.
You know, it don't matter. It don't matter who. If Joe Biden was on this motherfucking stumbling and talking like he was talking. Hey man.
Not Joe.
It wouldn't matter. What God has for you.
Uncle Joe wouldn't do that.
Look,
What
well,
God
since he
has
said
for
that,
you.
let's see if he can jump back on real quick.
What God has for you, can't no man. You know, I don't know what Ben talking about. He was delayed 2 minutes.
I don't know.
But anyway. All right, y'all. Hey, we will did I get it? I got everybody's final thoughts. All right, we'll check out next week again. Be back for Donovan. It'll be a more pleasant experience, I'm certain. But at any rate,
Please, Lord.
We do not take for granted those that take the time to assist us. We will see you next week at our regularly scheduled time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, on the next episode of Queen3 King.
See you looking, won't beef, then we cooking, bro. Bring the hook in. Queen3 King, we the team, it's going down. We the talk of the town, it's going down. We royalty, wear our crowns, it's going down. Tune in now, it's going down, it's going down. We just hit you with another one. It's going down, we just hit you with another one. It's going down, we just hit you with another one. Tune in now, we just hit you with another one. It's Queen3 King. It's Queen3 King. It's Queen3 King. It's Queen3 King.